Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to be vlogging today. It's been super rainy in Hong Kong for the past couple of days, so today, because my day is relatively free, I'm just gonna take it super chill. I cooked breakfast this morning, I really took my time, I made my matcha, and now we're gonna be doing my nails. My nails aren't too bad right now, as you can see, but they are kind of grown out from the cuticle, especially if I start pushing my cuticles back. And I leave for a wedding in Bali next week, so I do wanna have some nice new nails. I also have to redo my toes because obviously I'm gonna be wearing sandals when I'm in Bali. So I'm gonna be taking the next hour and a half to just watch the bear and do my nails. So I also thought it'd be the perfect time for me to finally show you how I do my nails at home. I haven't gotten my nails professionally done in years, like since I lived in New York, I think. Maybe like 2021, it's been 5 years. I just really like doing it myself because it's way cheaper. I feel like I'm pretty good at painting my own nails because I've been doing it myself ever since I was in high school. But obviously back then in high school, I was just using regular nail polish. Now I'm using gel. But actually I did place an order on The Manicurist, which is like a nail polish brand that I just discovered. They do regular polishes and they also just came out with a new gel polish range. And the ingredients are supposed to be a little bit more clean than the ones that I'm using now. So I might switch over to that once that arrives. I'm just gonna test it out and see how I feel about it. But let me just show you how I've been doing my nails. Also, please excuse the state of me. I will get ready at some point today, but it's just not gonna be right now. I am not gonna look aesthetic for the next bit. I don't enjoy this part at all. I find it the most tedious, but it has to be done. So let me just start filing away. So I removed all of the gel from my nails. Now they're looking super bare and a little crusty. I'm now gonna do a little bit of nail prep. So I'm gonna start by trimming down my nails because I am gonna go for a short square shape. Not too square, but kind of like squoval, I guess. I'm kind of over the round nail shape that I used to do a lot. I would say I cut to about 80 to 90% of how long I want my nails to be, and then I kind of do the last little bit with the nail file because then you can really adjust the shape. And what I've learned from experience is that if you cut exactly to the length and the shape that you want when you go in with your file to smooth out the edges, it ends up being shorter and then you'll get shorter nails than you wanted. So it's always better to be a little bit more conservative. Now they're all cut down and I'm going to start shaping with my glass file. I just like to round out the edges, but I keep the bottom bit quite straight. For lunch today, we have some ground beef, some sweet peppers, some bok choy, and some rice at the very bottom. So it's a nice little hearty bowl of food. This is also what the nails look like. I didn't really show you what they look like at the end. Okay, let's get ready together. I just finished doing some chores around the house, and this makeup is gonna be super quick and natural because My only plan for the rest of the day is to go to the gym, and I think I'm going to have dinner alone tonight because my husband has dinner with a friend, so it's just gonna be me. I haven't really decided where to go. I'm just using the tiniest bit of this Victoria Beckham skin tint. I think it's the foundation drops actually, it's not a skin tint. And this shade has quite a bit of warmth to it, and it's actually a little, like it's like a hair dark for me. But I think I can make the shade work, especially if my body is a little tan. Yeah, once I blend it away, the shade looks fine to me. And I like how it just provides a little bit of coverage. I'm gonna be using a bronzer today. This is the Kosas Impressionist Multi-Stick in the shade Vital, which is a warm reddish brown. But I thought it would look really cute as kind of like a sun-kissed blush bronzer situation. So I'm just going to put this at the very top of my forehead, kind of mimicking where the sun would, you know, burn me if I were to get burned. And then also the top of my cheekbones. I'm gonna try to make this makeup look as natural as I can. I say that, but usually it always just ends up looking like my usual makeup. Maybe I'll add more blush in a bit, but for now that's all I'll do. I'm gonna add a bit of concealer. I'm really excited to go to the gym. I've always considered myself athletic. I used to swim competitively in middle and high school. And then once I quit swimming, I was just like the usual gym goer, and I would do a lot of strength training and weights at the gym. I was never afraid to lift heavy, and that was pretty much my exercise routine throughout college and most of my time when I was in New York. But actually the last few years when I was in New York, I got really into climbing. So I was doing a lot of bouldering, and it was pretty popular back then. I don't feel like climbing is as popular as it once was, but I would go regularly. I had a climbing gym membership. I was also like still going to the gym at the same time just to like keep up my strength, I guess. But I feel like it was when we moved back to Hong Kong, even though Hong Kong has a bunch of climbing gyms and the climbing culture here is actually pretty big too. I don't know why we just kind of stopped going. So now I've been back at the gym. I've added a little bit of like pickleball and tennis here and there, which has been nice, but the gym is definitely where I've been exercising the most this whole time. It's also the reason why I did High Rocks earlier this year for the first time. It was a lot of fun. A lot of the exercises are exercises that you would do at the gym, so you don't need like special athleticism that has to be built up from your childhood like a lot of other professional sports. But High Rocks is just designed for your average gym goer, and it's so much fun. I did the relay with a couple of friends. I'm kind of open to doing it again. I also started running earlier this year. I did my first 10K run, and a fun fact about it is that when I was training for my 10K, I never actually ran 10K. I think the most I ran was like 7 or 8K, and according to people I've spoken to about training for the 10K, they've always said that you don't actually need to run the 10K before the race because a lot of the time adrenaline will kind of carry you for the last few kilometers. And that's exactly what I did, but it was not an easy experience. I remember thinking during the run, I am never doing this again. But then the next day came and I was like, I'm kind of down to do it again. I'm very competitive with myself, so I always want to improve and do better, get stronger, lift heavier. So I feel like I want to do it again next year and just try to beat my time. I also found out later on that I was actually battling food poisoning during my run because I actually had crazy food poisoning like symptoms after the race, and I couldn't eat anything. So I definitely feel like it was from a Shenzhen day trip that I did the day before. It was probably not smart to be out and about trying new restaurants the day before a race, but I mean, I survived. I just don't think I would do that again. I love this gel highlighter. I don't know if you can see just how glowy it makes my skin. I love it. And it's not sticky. It is like a gel texture, but I feel like it just sinks into the skin and looks amazing. Very skin-like, but it's not sparkly or metallic either because sometimes you just want that natural glow. You don't want it to look makeup-y. But yeah, anyway, back to the topic of fitness. I'm trying to do something called body recomposition where you gain muscle or or you kind of maintain your muscle while losing fat. And I just feel like maybe this is kind of a sensitive topic, so I'm gonna add some trigger warnings here, but I'm currently the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. But if I look at myself in the mirror, it doesn't really look like I gained a lot of weight. I definitely feel like I gained a lot of muscle. I'm definitely probably the strongest I've ever been, but I want to be able to do things at the gym that I was able to do before and I can no longer do, aka pull-ups. I'm trying to train them up again. I used to be able to do 6 in a row of the lat pull-ups, you know what I mean? Not a chin up where your hands are like this, because this is actually a little bit easier. You can rely more on your biceps, but the kind where you're like this, I was able to do 6 of them easily. And that was actually during my climbing days. And I feel like climbing really helps with your grip strength, and it also helps with your back because you're always just holding on to grips, and you know, you just develop those muscles really easily, and you're always pulling yourself up when you're doing bouldering and climbing. So I was able to build up my back muscles really easily like that, and I've lost it. But I also think that it's because I'm the heaviest I've ever been, so maybe I didn't lose muscle. It's more so I'm just heavier now and I can no longer do as many pull-ups as I once was able to. I'm currently at 3 pull-ups, and then the 4th one is a grind, so I definitely want to get stronger, and I also want to see more muscle definition in my body, so that's why I'm trying to lose a bit of fat. And everyone will tell you that it's 90% diet, 10% at the gym. As long as you're at the gym, training your muscles, growing your muscles, then with your diet, when you end up in a calorie deficit, you'll lose a bit of fat. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm trying to order less takeout. I've started bringing lunch to work. I'm gonna do a little bit of a lip stain. This is the Benefit Pocket Pal Dual-Ended Lip Tint and Glaze. This is in the shade Dark Cherry. I've never used this shade before. It's definitely more purple compared to the classic Benetint shade. I'm gonna add some gloss. I think this purple shade actually looks really natural on me. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush, like I said, because I love blush. Even though I want my makeup to be natural, a little bit more blush won't hurt. I just feel like it makes me look more awake, a little brighter, and I also blend it at the very top of my forehead. It just brings the whole look together, and some of my chin as well. And I think this is gonna be my makeup for the day. I wanna do a few more rows of this top that I'm currently knitting. It's a lace top from Kutova Kika. This is called the Sour Candy top. I just really love the lace pattern of this top, and it's so much fun to knit. I've been getting a little bit bored of all the stockinette stitch garments that I've been knitting. I recently finished the Olga cardigan. Maybe I can do like a quick knitting roundup of everything that I have knit so far this year, and maybe the things that are currently on my needles. But this is the back panel of the Sour Candy top, and I'm just working down the body a little bit. I still have a couple of rows to go. I think 5 more rows to go, and then I think I will have to join it in the round with the front panel that I also knit up already. So yeah, this top is super exciting. I've never knit a fabric like this before. I'm using, what am I using? Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. So it has a really nice soft texture, and I feel like it'd be perfect for me to wear in the summer here. My only concern is that because it's a lace pattern, will the holes show a lot of my skin? Like, I just feel like it might look a little see-through. Maybe I have to wear like a vest inside. We'll see. But so far, in terms of the actual process of making this, I've been enjoying it so much. I think the fact that every single row is different makes it super exciting, and I'm super engaged the entire time, especially since I just knit the Olga cardigan. That cardigan has so many stripes, and the stripes already makes it better because you're like switching yarn colors every few rows, but I don't know, it just feels so repetitive. And I was on sleeve island for the longest time, but I finally finished that. I just need to weave in the ends and then stitch on the buttons. And that's actually a gift from my mom, so I'm excited to give that to her. Anyway, I'm just gonna do a few more rows of this, and while I do that, I'm just gonna keep watching The Bear, which I'm already on the season finale. I think it's actually the series finale. It's season 4, and okay, I don't want to say any spoilers, but I'm enjoying it. I'm back in the car now, waiting for my husband to finish his dinner with his friend before we go home. Sorry, that person just scared me over there. I had a really good leg workout today. The gym was actually quite empty. Sorry, there's like a lot of people walking around me because I'm just in the car park. Oh my god. Literally the car next to me, okay. But yeah, I had a really good leg workout. I focused a lot on volume, lifting heavier weights, and I also ended the workout with some Stairmaster, and then I felt like my heart rate was just really high, and I wanted something a little bit more chill, something more like zone 2 cardio. So I then moved over to the treadmill and I just did some incline treadmill walking, which is one of my favorite low intensity cardio methods because I can just watch a YouTube video, I can watch Netflix while I'm walking, and I'm still just getting my steps in, but my heart rate is still slightly elevated, which is great. And then for dinner, I got this teriyaki chicken bowl. It was really yummy, quite simple, and it was exactly what I wanted, something that resembled like a home-cooked meal. Yeah, sorry, I'm just like knitting away right now. I have joined the front and back in the round, so I'm just starting to do the rest of the body. I'm really excited to see how this will all come out. I hope today's vlog wasn't too random. I did so many things. I can't believe I started the vlog doing my nails this morning. I've just been admiring it. I'm excited for my Bali trip. I am going to Bali twice because my cousin's also getting married in Bali a few weeks after this wedding. So I have 2 weddings in Bali this summer, and it's gonna be my first time going to Bali as well. Also, fun fact, I didn't know this, but Bali's weather follows Australia. So when it's summer here, it's technically dry season and winter in Bali, which is why there's so many summer weddings, northern hemisphere summer weddings in Bali, because it's actually Bali's winter season, which is something that I learned because I was so worried about how humid and wet, and I'm like, won't it rain when we're there? Because in Hong Kong it's just been raining like almost every single day, but it turns out it's not. Let me know if you like these day in the life vlogs, just spending a day with me. This was a very realistic vlog, honestly. If I end the vlog here, then I probably forgot to film more clips when I got home, or there's just nothing that interesting for the rest of the night. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!